Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to the Lacrosse Broadcast Network. Wake up in the morning feeling like Johnny Vegas. Grab my lacrosse, stick him out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. I hail from Southern California, but my nickname is Johnny Vegas.
Without further ado, let's start the show. How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, Johnny Vegas, here on the Lacrosse Broadcast Network. This show is powered by ministryoflacrosse.com. Be sure to check that out. And I would like to thank our sponsors here. So right now we're going to go to commercial break. My shows are brought to you by sponsorships from Easton Lacrosse, SportsGrid.com, Wicked Six Sports, Rocket Pocket, Head Wraps, and ministryoflacrosse.com. Check out their websites at eastonlacrosse.com, sportsgrid.com, wickedsixsports.com, rock-itpocket.com, headwraps.com, and ministryoflacrosse.com. We want to thank our sponsors, sportsgrid.com, Wicked Six Sports, Easton Lacrosse, Rocket Pocket, Head Wraps, and ministryoflacrosse.com. We appreciate your sponsorships and dedication to the Lacrosse Broadcast Network. And I also want to add blackfeetlacrosse.com to that list. There'll be a new commercial next episode with them added to it. Blackfeetlacrosse.com is the best website for wooden lacrosse shafts. They're very good prices, and if you mention JoJo War Drummer, you'll get a 15% discount. And also Rocket Pocket, you'll get a discount if you mention JoJo War Drummer as well. So my guests today are the founders of Bombers Lacrosse. They'll be calling in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about their entire organization and camps, clinics, tournaments, everything they've got going on. And yeah, it's going to be a great show. So be sure to listen and call in also if you want to ask questions. Last 10 minutes of the show, we're going to answer your calls live on the air. So the call-in number is 347-215-8090. So be sure to call in. All right, and also be sure to follow Lacrosse Broadcast Network on Facebook at facebook.com/Lacrosse Broadcast Network. Also on Twitter, twitter.com/@LaxBroadcastNet. And yeah, so be sure to do that. And Bombers Lacrosse, if you're listening, call in 347-215-8090. We're just waiting for your call. Right now we're going to go to a quick music break while we wait for them to call in. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's pick them up. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for calling in.
How you doing?
Hey. So yeah, why don't you introduce yourself and talk to the listeners a little bit about what you got going on?
Hey, well, my name's Damian DiVicaro. I'm one of the co-founders of Bombers Lacrosse. Bombers Lacrosse was started up last year with my partner Ken Stublow. We were formerly with a recruiting service where we were trying to help kids get noticed, and Ken brought in the idea of doing showcase teams and getting the kids out in the open in front of people. And it didn't really work out over there. I ended up leaving, and he ended up leaving, and then we hooked up, and we're doing it this way now, trying to do it a little bit better.
He's on right now.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, fella? How you doing?
Thanks.
Hey, Johnny, what do you say? Kenny Stublow, what's happening?
Hey, yeah, so we're just, I was asking your partner here about what you guys got going on, so yeah, continue with that.
Yeah, so, we hooked up and we started it up, and it was a really good first year, and now we got a lot of different things going on. Went from last year being a couple of showcase teams that we brought to some tournaments, to now we got a youth program starting up at Aviator Sports and Event Center in Brooklyn, starting up in April. We've got a girls showcase team starting up this summer. We've got, high school development programs that we're working with, school coaches to try and get their programs up and running. We got the Metro Lacrosse Classic that's going to be at Citi Field on March 17th coming up.
Nice.
We're running a clinic there. And we actually have our own tournament, our own little showcase that we're going to be running in Brooklyn as well in July.
Oh, wow.
The Bombers battle for New York, and that'll be a pretty full year for us.
Yeah, definitely. And now, how did you guys decide to start this organization, and how long ago did you guys start it?
Well, I'll speak to that, Johnny. I mean, like Damien said, we were together with a previous company, and I've been in and around coaching for the last 25 years, and always working with youth in both football and lacrosse. And the premise of what we're doing is because we want to spread the word, spread lacrosse, get it out there. It's a great sport,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a good sport for both boys and girls. It demands self-discipline. It's good teamwork, and if you continue it through high school, it can help you get into college. And it's an opportunity. It gives kids a lot of opportunity, and I've seen this over the years. And I've seen kids wanting to get into school, and they need a little something to help them get into, and sports took them there. And football, I had a full ride in college in football. I played lacrosse in high school, and most of my close friends all went away and played lacrosse. We've all stayed in touch. We stayed close to the game, and we promoted it to our children. It just has been, a great experience. Lacrosse is the type of game where I have to tell you, all the ball players are just plain old good kids.
Yeah.
They just seem to just gravitate and just become friends like instantaneously. We have showcase teams that we have players from literally all over. We'll play. We'll go to a tournament in Syracuse, and we'll have kids from Canada on the team, from Maryland, Philadelphia, Long Island, and within 10 minutes, these guys are just getting along, mixing it up, having a great time, getting out there, playing the game. We put them in the formations we want. We tell them what kind of defense we're going to be running, what kind of offense we want to run, and then before you know it, after the first game, you would think these kids have been playing together.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, you got showcase teams, the Bombers, and also for girls, the Cherry Bombs, ages 15 to 18 for that. And you guys have mini camps, about 4 to 5 of them, and you got recruiting showcases, and you got video and game film DVDs and stuff. So, I mean, you guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. That's kind of because in our business, in this business of showcase teams and lacrosse, and there's so many good programs out there who we actually work with, and our motto and our philosophy is they're not competition. What it is we want everybody to play. There's just too many players for one organization to handle them all.
Yeah.
We welcome our players to play with other programs and other teams. So what happens is when kids play for the Bombers and then another week they have to play for someone else, great, because if we're not having a tournament that weekend, get all the exposure you can, because you don't know what tournament the coaches are going to be at see you. It might be at our tournament, it might be the next one, but some of the things that we offer that our competition doesn't is, like you said, video. For a player to have a photographer come to the game and video them, if their parents don't do it, there's a lot of money. And we offer it to every one of our players, and it's part of the package. And that's huge, and that's something that our competition does not do. So that's one huge thing that we put out there to the players that play for us that don't get going with someone else. However, they can come into our site, they can post it on their profile. It's all a big help. Tape is key to sports.
Yeah, and your website is www.bomberslacrosse.com. And I also want to talk about your youth lacrosse program at Aviator Sports and Event Center in Brooklyn. I mean, you guys are doing a great job at growing the sport of lacrosse in New York City, so talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, New York City is just full of athletes, and the sport's just starting to grow in the city, and it's exciting to see. I mean, we dealt with a lot of the high school players already, and it's exciting to see how they're getting better. And problem is, a lot of them aren't touching a stick till the 9th grade, and there are a few other youth programs out there, and we're just trying to help out with that as well. And Aviator's got a great facility, and we're hoping to grow that pretty big and get more people playing this game in the city.
Yeah. I'll go ahead.
John, lacrosse, historically has been a sport that's been developed in more suburban communities. It's been
sure.
If you look at your premier teams, they're usually in the suburbs and they're usually in the more affluent area. Don't ask me why. Don't know. Maybe it's because the equipment costs money. I can't really put my finger on it. But at the end of the day, a lacrosse player is an athlete.
Yeah.
And if you teach that athlete how to use a stick, teach him or her the game, they're going to be an impact in the sport. New York City, obviously one of the biggest cities in the world, breeds some of the premier athletes ever played any sport. Can you imagine these ball players that are so good in basketball or football or soccer that, or baseball, they can't get in the baseball team. There's so many good ones. If they learned how to play lacrosse, they would be unbelievable lacrosse players. So we feel New York City is an untapped market, and we want to bring the sport. We want to bring it all over, but right now we're kind of focusing our youth in New York City because there's just not a place for the kids to play. We teamed up with Aviator Sports Complex because they got the premier venue. They have 2 beautiful brand new outdoor turf lacrosse fields. They have an indoor field. It's a type of facility where if families come with their children and want to stick around, and they have younger children, they got an arcade, they got Main Street with rock climbing, they have a place for people to eat. There's a sports bar upstairs. There's skating rink. So we really welcome working with them because we feel it can help. It can help. So a parent comes and kids got to stay there an hour. They just don't have to sit in the car if they don't want to watch them. They could bring their other little kids into the facility. So we tried to, pick a place and go partners with a group that has other things to offer.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like the venue we have here at Aviator, and there are a lot of sport. There's a lot of children who are looking to play a sport, and we had an event there 2 weeks ago. Disney Radio came, and there must have been several hundred children to attend the function.
Oh,
and
wow!
I have to tell you, they came up to our station. And you couldn't get the kid to stop throwing the ball. We brought a bunch of sticks. We put up a goal. We had a bunch of our coaches there. We worked with them. And, some of the parents are coming up, what's this? And I heard of it, and I never seen it before. And literally, we created an introduction to lacrosse video. And I have to tell you, so many parents actually stopped and watched it just to see how you catch and throw. And they said, boy, my son or daughter, they really like it. This is fun. This is great,
Yeah.
This seems like a fun sport. So, they didn't know about it. They really never even knew about it. So we're trying to bring it to people who never even, we're advertising in an audience that never even heard of lacrosse.
Yeah.
Let alone know the game. It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And, that complex that you guys are using sounds awesome, and, it'd be cool to have something like that out here in California. And we got some nice fields, nice turf fields, but, that Aviator Sports Complex sounds amazing.
What do you have out now? How is lacrosse spreading? I know out west it is spreading. Are some of the schools starting to pick up? Some of the universities starting to pick it up in California?
Yeah, it's growing rapidly here in Southern California and pretty much all of California. But from my experience, it's been growing so rapidly. When I was in 8th grade is when I first heard about lacrosse, and that's when I first started playing. And that was the first time there was a league out here for us to play in, and so I was a part of the first youth league that was out here in the Caneo Valley, and it was just really cool. I mean, everybody that played that year fell in love with the sport, and then I was on the first high school club team for for Westlake High School, and then ever since, now Westlake and all the schools and in the nearby area and even further than that are all CIF. I mean, they're all like sanctioned by the school, and it's cool.
So it's starting to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
See, now, in Long Island, by the time you're 8th grade and you can't go left and right, you're going to have a hard time continuing the sport.
Yeah. That's
the kids start at 5 years old.
Wow.
If not younger.
Yeah.
And when you walk around, neighborhoods in the Long Island area, you just see kids walking around with a stick, throwing a ball. But why just there? Why just in Maryland? Why just in some of these areas? Could be all over. And it's great to hear and see that it is getting big out west, and great athletes out west, and then once the universities take it, it's just going to give more scholarship opportunities for kids. Not everybody can play football in college, or basketball.
Yeah. I actually, there's a lot of MCLA teams for colleges out around here and stuff, and I just feel like there needs to be like a group of them that go NCAA at the same time, because if there's only one at a time, who are they going to play? It's going to be a lot of traveling expenses. We got to get like a few of them to go NCAA at once.
Well, you had that Arizona. They got a great club team. They'll still be probably going D1 shortly, I imagine. Michigan went D1 a couple of years ago. Look where they are.
Yeah.
What about I thought I had heard USC has a club team now?
USC has a club team, and they've just I'm good friends with the coach there and stuff, and I mean the girls team is supposed to go NCAA like in the next year or two is what I've heard. Now the guys lacrosse team is they're a ways away. I mean they play in the MCLA, and they just for some reason haven't got that they haven't gone to the next level where they could compete in that. Like they're struggling right now. They're doing good, but they just that the competition is kind of like surpassed them.
Yeah. Well, it's tough for club teams to recruit. This way it's so shocking to me that they do as well as they do, because I remember when my son was being recruited in Michigan, was recruiting them and spoke to him and wanted them to play for them. And I'm like, that's great, Coach. Michigan, you got plenty of money. I was, well, yeah, we do, but you got to pay us to play.
Yeah.
So, that was when they were club. It's and when you look at the football and the basketball and all the money they have, it's like shocking.
Yeah.
And just imagine when teams like that do go in the NCAA, they're going to create a tremendous presence in lacrosse.
Definitely.
Just from history and the organization and the facilities they have, the other schools are going to be tough to compete with them.
I mean, imagine when USC does go NCAA for lacrosse. I mean, they're going to pitch a guy in the East Coast that's currently playing in snow or something and say, hey, you want to come play in sunny weather in California? It's going to be a good pitch right there.
I would think that eventually the tide will change. When the Big Ten and the Pac-12 and all these teams, decide to say, let's put money towards lacrosse. Let's give 30 full rides. They're going to be tough to compete against.
Yeah.
You're a high school kid, and you want to play lacrosse, and you can go play somewhere warm. And you can go play for USC, UCLA, San Diego, some of these major universities. And not that, the Dukes and the Virginias, they'll always be there. They'll always be able to compete with them. But the other schools, the Townsends and schools like that, how are they going to compete?
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to make more, I guess, it's going to just create a more competitive nature, I think, for the sport.
Yeah. And now, I want to also ask you guys, when did you guys first start playing lacrosse? You guys can take turns talking. And What drew you to the sport?
Which my youth, I've been playing the game since such a young boy, personally. I played all through junior high and high school. I ended up taking a football scholarship and playing football in college, but always continued working the stick, playing with my friends. And then my son ended up playing lacrosse, football lacrosse, but he decided to play lacrosse in college.
Yeah.
Played lacrosse in high school, played lacrosse in college. He had a good career at the Division II school, Franklin Pierce University. I watched him there. I coached him also. I've been working with youth teams for lacrosse and football for, like I said, for 25 years now. Me personally, I had a very good college career. I played for Temple University. I made the team as a freshman, started my next 3 years. I played in the days of in the early 80s. I'm a little older. It's funny when I coach these youth teams and they ask me who I played against. I go, I don't think you're going to know these guys anymore. Dan Marino, Herschel Walker. They're like, who was that? But those are the days that I played. Doug Flutie, DJ Dozer, Kurt Warner. Those are the quarterbacks. These are the running backs. Those are the guys that I played those eras against the Penn States, Pittsburgh, West Virginia, Georgia. So I played at the top level football, but I didn't have a lacrosse team. I wish they did at the time. I would have played it this spring maybe. But I always loved the sport. I always loved it, and got out of college and continued, coaching it and working with the boys all the time. And I just feel that it's a better, well-rounded sport, and you don't get hurt.
Yeah. And what about you, Damien?
I've actually never played lacrosse.
Okay.
I met Kenny a few years ago, and he introduced it to me, and introduced me to the whole idea of, I'm a recruiter. I was working with recruiting. I do website development. I do promotional stuff. That's pretty much what I do for Bombers Lacrosse now. And I help and I put all the events together and things like that. I'm pretty much like the backbone. And Kenny's our, lacrosse guru. But he introduced the game to me and explained everything to me. And it's an amazing sport. I mean, everything I see is unbelievable. Every kid that I meet and I watch how passionate they are playing.
Yeah.
It's actually incredible. And I wish, I come from Queens, so, there was no lacrosse here when I was growing up. I mean, I didn't even know what lacrosse was, so it's nice to see, and, I'm proud to be part of this with Ken, and, hoping to let more of this New York area be exposed to this sport.
Yeah. We've got a caller calling in. Let me pick him up.
Hey,
how's it going? You're live on the air.
Hey, what's going on? It's Brian Martin.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Let's see. I have two questions for Bombers. As a 16-year-old sophomore in high school, what would be the pros of joining Bombers and doing the league?
David, you want to answer him?
Yeah. I mean, the pros of playing for us is we'll get you exposed. The team is going to 4 really good recruiting tournaments this summer. That's one thing. You're going to get out there in front of the coaches playing. I mean, I'm sure you know about that. Plus, with the website we have, you're going to get a profile. All your stuff's going to be on there, open to see to the coaches. We always got coaches coming in and out of there. When they're coming to us, asking us if we got any players looking for schools, we bring them right there. On top of that, you're going to get the video. You're going to get all the games at the tournaments videotaped. You're going to get a copy of that tape. Tape's going to be online on our website, easy access for the coaches to see. And we're going to promote you. So that's basically our thing. We want you to get better. Our coaches will get you better, but the other thing is getting you exposed and them getting to learn about you and see what they think you're capable of and picking out the right school choices for you.
Where you from, bud?
From Albany, New York.
Albany, New York? Okay.
Yeah.
And who you playing with now?
I play for Shaker High School. I've been like looking into doing the Bombers for a while now, but like for being 16, it's kind of like it's really hard to try and make the trips out to the like while being in Albany, try and get out to the tournaments and stuff. It's pretty hard to do.
Are you driving yet?
I have my permit, but I mean, like, my parents have busy work schedules, so it's pretty hard to find rides and talking to friends, trying to get them to get involved and do the tournaments with me.
That would be a lot of guys do that. They try to partner up with a buddy that has a driver's license, and then not only does it split the load and the driving and the costs associated, but even in hotels and stuff like that, you guys can get a room. You can split it and so on. That's what a lot of guys that do will play with us. Another thing that Bombers promotes, and I'll speak to both Brian and Jonny here, is that we play competitive. We have good players.
Mm-hmm.
But one of our philosophies and motto is you pay, you play. Okay? When you come to a tournament for us, you will play. We guarantee our players to play a half a game.
Nice.
So, we might go to a tournament and we might not be the best team there because we don't keep our best players out the whole game. But our philosophy is everybody can play this game. There's a school for everyone. Okay, and I don't care if you're a D3 player or a D1 player or a good player or an okay player. There's a school that's just got their program. They're just starting up. They're looking for players. I can't tell you how many times I get calls from coaches. Coach, I need some players. Well, what do you need? I need anything. I need bodies. I get them into school. I give them money. I can't even tell you how many times that happens. So sometimes I offer them players that are maybe seniors looking for a place, need to get into a school, and it's a perfect fit for them.
Hey,
so that's what we promote.
Let me chime in here real quick. We've got a caller 8399. You're live on the air.
Hello.
Hi, this is Charlie Fertini, actually.
Okay,
Charlie.
Yeah,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging out right now in college, and I just wanted to chime in and say, this is a great opportunity for all you high schoolers out there looking to play. I'm a product of this team. These two guys running it, Coach Ken and Damien. I got when I was going to tournaments with them, I was getting looks left and right. I actually went to them one of the tournaments my senior year. And people were asking me, you want to school yet? Sadly, I already got into school at that time. But there were schools that left and right just giving out information and looking for people. So you get looks from all over the place. I had a great time playing with them. I made some friends I still talk to today, and I'm playing at the next level. So it's a lot of fun for sure. So for all you guys,
awesome.
Excuse me?
That's awesome, I said.
How you doing, Charlie? How's it going? How you making out?
I'm doing all right. MCLA D1, big, a lot of the schools that are not NCAA, they play MCLA. So we're playing Pitt next Friday, actually. So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
Good luck, huh?
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. Hey, have a good guy. Good luck with everything, guys, and I'll keep in touch.
Thanks, man.
All right, Charlie. Take care, pal.
All right, bye.
All right, caller 6458. You're live on the air. You there?
Money. Hello?
Hey, introduce yourself and feel free to ask questions or make a comment.
Hi, my name is Alex Patton, and I actually play for Bombers Lacrosse.
What's up, Alex?
I actually started playing in 10th grade, and I went to their fall league. I was in their summer tournaments, and I played for my school. And by their coaching and just a little bit of time I played, I'm already getting looks for colleges, and I'm deciding between a couple of SUNY schools up north in New York. So I'd just like to say for anybody here listening that you should definitely come down, try out for the Bombers. It would be an experience and make a lot of friends. It's just a great time.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it definitely sounds like it. And thanks for calling in. And feel free to stay on and listen to the rest of the show. I just want to let everyone know that even though if we schedule the show for a half hour, the Blog Talk Radio allows us to continue on until we feel like we want to end. So I definitely want to touch on the two other things that we're going to talk about, the tournaments you guys have got going on. So first, talk about the first one that's next month, or no, it's in March.
We'd like to talk about City Field. We met the folks at City Field. This is the first. This is the first time they're hosting a lacrosse game. The City Field is the Mets, okay, and they're looking to compete with across the river from the Meadowlands, and they're going to host 4 Division I teams. Michigan is going to play Holy Cross.
Michigan's playing Colgate, actually.
Colgate. Michigan's playing Colgate. Thanks, D. All right, and then Navy.
Oh wow, that's gonna be awesome.
Navy's playing Holy Cross, and so we met with them. We talked and see how we can get involved with this, and they're letting us run a clinic in the morning. So the boys will be able to play on City Field in the stadium in the morning. We imagine, some coaches will be there, that are for the teams and scouting them, and so I'm sure they'll get some first-hand looks. We're going to be taping the clinic, and then what we're also doing, and the boys will be invited to stay because for $40 they get to play in the clinic. They get 4 tickets. They get a free T-shirt, and they can watch both games. Then in between the games, we put 2 youth organizations together. Summit Lacrosse program. A friend of mine, Chris Catilla, is organizing 3 teams from Summit, New Jersey. He's going to be bringing, and then another friend of mine, Mike Winkoff from Love of the Game on Long Island. He's going to be bringing 3 teams. So there's going to be a little bit of Long Island against New Jersey in between the 2 games of youngsters that are around 10 years old, give or take. That's going to be happening in between the games. So we're real excited. We're real excited. It should be a lot of fun. It's a beautiful stadium, and we hope that the City Field gets a good turnout for this event, so they can continue this on a yearly basis. Yeah,
and also talk about the next thing you got going on, which is the New York City Battle for New York showcase.
Our own little showcase tournament that we've got set up with Aviator, and actually this year we're dedicating it this year to a player of ours who's fighting a horrible form of cancer called MHE, multiple hereditary exostosis. We're actually going to donate part of the proceeds to cancer research for this kid. You could read about it on our website, and there's a link there that goes to a really nice piece that he wrote on how lacrosse helped save his life. So we're dedicating that tournament to him. That's in July 28th, I believe. It's for all boys ages 15 to 18. It's going to be like a 7-on-7 speed round tournament with a 10-on-10 semifinal and final round. And it's a good day. We got a couple coaches already, college coaches that are going to come down and watch. I'm going to give out handbooks to those guys, give all the information out. Plus, we're videoing it like we always do everything. We document everything. It'll be posted online, and whatever coaches couldn't make it, we'll just hit them up with the link. They can check it out. We'll give them all the info they need on the kids.
What's a little unique about this tournament, John, is that you can be a free agent player. You don't have to have a team. We are going to invite teams, of course, if a team wants to come. But if you're just a solo or a friend or two and wants to come play in the tournament, we're gonna put teams together at the event. So in the beginning of the event, we loosen all the boys up and we put all the free agents in one area, and then we just divide them up, between whatever we need, short and long sticks, attack committees, goalies, and we put those teams together. We'll give them a coach for that day. We'll have plenty of coaches there. They'll have a team, and of course, other teams, whether they be club or school teams, are going to be invited to come. And again, it'll be a lot of fun. And it's in the middle of the summer, and it's a little different than most tournaments because now the parents have something to do. They can bring their whole family, and their kids can go and eat outside or inside or go in the arcade, like I spoke earlier. So we're looking forward to that.
Cool. And Brian, if you're still on the line, if you have any other comment you want to make or questions.
Let's see. How would I'm just wondering, how would the free agent program work for you guys? Like, do you guys just have them sign up, show up, and just put them on random teams?
For the team or for the tournament?
Both.
Well, I just explained the tournament. For the team, what happens, Ryan, is you come to our tournaments. And what happens is all the players are a free agent, for the lack of a better term, because they're all going to come meet for the first time. And if we have a 9 o'clock game, I'm going to ask players to be there between 7:30 and 8. There'll be some, of course, we have our core team. You always have those, dozen guys, 10, 12 guys that come every week. Then you have some players that don't play with us every week, all right, but they come. You give us your position. We work you out a little bit. By the end of the first game, we see where you're fitting in. We run repeatedly. We run the lines. We just keep guys going. The only difference that I do sometimes, you may come to me as an attackman, I see you as a midi after the second game, and I'll say, you might want to run a little midi. We'll get you to attack, one midi, because I'm a believer that any player should be able to play both positions if you've got a short stick, and because the college may see you better as a midfielder than an attackman and vice versa, so we like to have our players play a little bit of both, okay, and then this way we can see where they play better. And that's just our opinion. And we feel that you should have tape for both sides of the field. It helps out. It just, we've been doing it a long time now, so we kind of know it helps. And that's how you would do it. You'll get in, you'll play. You'll get in, and you'll get at least half a game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's definitely. Definitely something that I'm looking forward to, doing, because with it being in New York, it's definitely a program to definitely look into.
Well, we look forward to having you. Sign up, bring a friend, make it easier. You have any questions, you go online. You can always, give me a call or shoot me an email. Any questions you have, just contact me. I'm always available for my players.
Yeah, and and Brian, I just want to say thanks for calling in, and I'll definitely talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Johnny, can I bring up a little something that Damien and I are trying to develop?
Yeah.
We talked about our showcase teams. We talked about how we invite all players, whether they play for a team or not, play with us. If you can't play all tournaments, play whatever you can.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, most of your premier programs, and I don't know, you're from the West Coast, so out over here in the East Coast, your teams that just continue to win state champions, your Garden Cities, your West Isleps, these teams, they just Manhassets and they play all year round together. But there's so many other teams out there that high schools that don't play together in the summer, and the kids want to. And there's a reason, and there's multiple reasons why they don't continue in the summer. Sometimes there's just not enough interest in that particular school district, and in that case, there's nothing you can do. Those are the kids who we get. But in some cases, there's a lot of interest in a school district, but the coach has a family. They're off for the summer. They're doing a side job or side work. They don't have time to coach the team, or financially can't afford to take time out to coach the team. So what Damien and I are starting to put out there, and we're going to be promoting it, and I'm hoping there's a coach out there listening that's a high school coach of their team and that would love to have their team continue to play in the summer, but quite honestly doesn't get paid for it. Well, tell you what, rather than have all the kids go off to all the club teams in their respective areas, call me up, call Damien up, say, listen, I'd like the Bombers help me put a team together. You get the players, keep your 20, 30 boys intact, okay? We will charge them our program fee. We will pay the coach. We will put the uniforms. We'll put all the deposits because it's a lot of work. Because the coaches don't want to do it. Not only they don't get paid, but who's going to lay out the money to get the kids in the tournaments? These tournaments have to be paid for 6, 8, some of them a year in advance.
Yeah.
And it's not, coaches are going to lay the money out. These aren't even his kids. The school's not going to lay the money out because they can't. So hence, this is why a lot of the high school teams can't continue together in the summer, because they need a ringleader to put it together that's going to take the money, to put the deposits in. Nobody's thinking about that in September for the following July. So if there's high school coaches out there listening and want to keep their boys, we're in a situation where we can put the deposits down. We can tie the tournaments up. We will buy the uniforms. We will lay out all the capital required to get ready for the summer. You, coach, you're going to take your boys. They're going to stay with you. You're going to work with them. We're going to pay you. They're going to get access to our website. We're going to bring a photographer to the games. You're going to be doing your team such a service, because now they got a club team environment. They're going to have a website. We'll put a separate link up for that team. Our jerseys will say, Bombers/ABC High School. There'll be a link. All practices will be posted on our site. You don't kind of worry about picking up the phone. You'll be going to the tournaments. All expenses will be paid. It's something we want to offer high school coaches out there that want to continue their team during the summer, and just don't want to do it. Maybe it's plain old they don't want to do it because they want to get paid. Well, we'll take care of that. We'll compensate our coaches. We'll lay out the money for the tournaments. We'll buy the uniforms. We'll have a photographer and video at every game. The college coaches can come into our website to view your plays. Most high schools don't have a website for their teams with profiles where they can post YouTube clips and academic and athletic profiles. We have all of that. So rather than lose that player to some club program, let them stay with you and just call the Bombers up. We'll take you through that process. I want to throw that out there, John. It's a concept that we're trying to put together. I don't know if you know of anyone or if you feel it's somewhat of an idea. What's your thoughts on that, John?
I like that a lot. I mean, what you said is pretty amazing. I mean, a lot of I don't know any teams high schools that are able to lay down the money for the tournaments or do that kind of stuff. So what you guys are offering, your idea, is really good. And I have a feeling that you're going to get a lot of interest from high schools and coaches that have the desire to run a team and stuff.
Well, I hope you're right. Because the schools they play, and all the boys want to play with the school. That's where they go to school, and they should. And then when the summers come, they disband. These guys go here, these guys go there. Brian was on the phone. He's playing in Auburn. He's looking for a team, and that's great. We want those players because, let's say, not every school is going to even want to do it. They don't even care about lacrosse, and it's unfortunate that there's a few kids on the team that do and wish they could. Well, that's why you come to the Bombers.
Yeah.
Come to us. We'll put you on a team. You're going to play. You're going to play with good players. You're going to get minimum a half a game in, and you're going to have a lot of fun. We have that for those free agents, I call them, okay? Now you'll have your teams, like I spoke about, that want to stay together, and some of these coaches are, and I have to tell you, I don't know if you know this, but here on the East Coast, a lot of coaches don't want their players playing for other teams. They won't take them for 4 or 5 tournaments. They want them to play for them. They take them for 1 or 2 tournaments. They don't take tape. They don't have a website. And then if the kids play for somebody else, they get yelled at.
Yeah.
You know what, Coach? That's fine. Play for you, and we'll help you. No problem. We'll help you. We'll make sure they play 4 tournaments. And if you're worried about maybe you're doing it, you're not getting paid for, we'll pay you. And if you don't have the money to lay out for the tournament deposits, we'll take care of that. We'll purchase the uniforms. So whatever the reason is, don't really care. Just want these boys to keep playing. Yeah,
I like that idea a lot, and I definitely hope you guys get a lot of interest and stuff. I definitely think it's a great idea.
No. And then Damien, I know we're hoping there's a New York City audience listening to this broadcast, and we really want to welcome you to bring your child from K to 8th grade to sign up for our youth program this spring and summer at the Aviator Sports Complex in Brooklyn. It's an incredible experience, and anybody here listening that, knows people who would want to, sign up or get involved, please, call us, talk to us, go on our website, whatever you can do.
And also, just so everyone knows that these broadcasts on here, they're also archived. So, there's the live run of the show, and then they're also archived on here, so that you go to the same link, you post the same link that you sent out for the live show, and anybody can listen to the show over again, or they can listen to the show for the first time if they missed the live run. And so post away, and right now we're usually getting 14,500 plus listens on the episode, so anybody can listen whenever they want, which is a good thing.
No, that's beautiful.
Great, that's great.
You're doing good things, right? It's a great program. It's great for the game of lacrosse.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to get the word out there that what you're doing, and we hope that it comes more to the West Coast. And believe me, and what I'm offering applies to the West Coast too. Doesn't matter what the services we can provide could be anywhere in the country.
Yeah,
when it comes to the coach, the teams. Now with the internet and everything, so.
Yeah. Well, definitely.
Not an issue.
Help get the word out, and I just want to thank you guys for being on the show, and if you guys have any last words or.
Just one last thing, John. I just want to touch on this Metropolitan Lacrosse Classic one more time, March 17th at Citi Field. $40 to participate. You get the clinic from the Bombers. You're going to get 4 tickets to the game. You're going to get an event T-shirt. Our friends at MDP Lacrosse, Coach James Montana and the boys, they're going to be giving away a free hour of one-on-one lacrosse training with their group. They're going to be down there helping us. I mean, it's just going to be a really good time, a really good day, and we'd like to see those high school boys sign up for that.
Nice. And
James Montana's going to work with us, and he was Coach Stony Brook, and now he just took over Comac High School, and he's a heck of a guy to have on board working. He's independent, but we're now working together. He's a good man. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, so, thank you guys for being on, and your website is bomberslacrosse.com, and, so I'll definitely talk to you guys soon.
Thanks so much, John.
Thank you very much, John.
All right, everybody, so be sure to check out their website, bomberslacrosse.com, and I just want to say I'm Jonny Vegas, telling all you guys to grow your game, and remember, to grow, you got to play. Happy lacrossing, everybody. Until next time.